Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Brittany here, and first of all, Happy New Year. I'm hoping you all are staying safe and healthy. This last year was a big year, and not only for my family, but for the horror community. We've had some amazing movies come out, and some great events, especially Halloween Horror Nights. I really enjoyed last year's event, and now that we're in 2025, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this next event. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing Codenames that have come out, and I'm going to also be discussing the speculation map that Horror Night Nightmares dropped on Christmas. Early speculation that I've been seeing in the forums and on Twitter, or X now, and my wish list for 34. So let's jump right on into it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with early speculation. So the first one I've really been seeing is The Last of Us Part 2. There is a remaster for the game coming out in April, as well as Season 2 of the show. So I'm pretty sure that they will pull from the show and from the game. Now, is this something I want to see? I enjoyed the first house, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I'd want to see this property again. The next one I've been seeing, and the director himself has said he's wanting to work with HHN to get a house, and this is Terrifier. I've not seen the movies. These movies are not my cup of tea, and if it ends up coming to the event, for sure I will watch them, but I haven't, and if it doesn't come to the event, that's okay. But if this does end up coming to the event, I will walk through like all the other houses. Every single year I've gone, besides my first year, I've not missed a house, and this will not be the exception. So the other speculation I've heard, and this is, I think, because of Epic Universe, I've been hearing rumors of no Universal monsters this year, which I'm okay with. I love the monsters, but the last couple houses we've had have been let down. So moving on to the speculation map that dropped on Christmas. Most of the boxes that we have, half of them are present boxes, and I do want to put this out here, the locations on this map are not correct. It's just too early to tell where everything's going to go. I've heard rumors of 11 houses, 12 houses, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So the first location on this map is where Monsters was last year, and this is a symbol of a dove. I really think this could be a sequel to Nightingales. We haven't seen them in quite a bit, so I think it's time that they come back. I want to say they were last at the event 29. If I'm wrong about that, comment down below. The Rocking Horse, and this is where A Quiet Place was last year. I'm thinking it's between two for me, but I could be wrong on both of these. The first one I'm thinking is The Conjuring, because there is a rocking horse in one of the films. I think it's the second one. And then Insidious, there's a rocking horse, and I think The Last Key, but I could be wrong on both of those. The Santa beard and this one could go multiple ways. I've heard people say this could be Terrifier, which could check out. I could also see this being a Slaughter Cinema original, maybe Killer Kringle from last year's house, or this could be an original take on a holiday, maybe Holidays in Hell from over in Hollywood. So in Fast and Furious, this is where Major Sweets was last year, and this is a symbol of a toy box. This one could also go different ways too. I'm thinking maybe Megan. She's due for a house, I think. And there's another movie coming out of hers in June. People have said Chucky, but I don't think this would be Chucky at all. It would be funny if it was. This, I think, could also be an original, but don't know what. I'm also thinking it could be some sort of Blumhouse mashup too. Y'all, Future Brittany here. I'm actually editing this as we speak. I did want to mention the other thing I thought this could be. We haven't seen this house in a long time, so I'm also thinking maybe a sequel to Dollhouse of the Damned. And for one of the tent, this could technically be tent 4, and this is a ghost with Christmas lights. This could go multiple ways too. Now I'm thinking this could be Stranger Things 5, but I don't think the new season will be out at the time. Thinking they're gonna wait for HHN35, which is an anniversary year. I'm gonna throw this one out there. I think this could be 13 Ghosts. This could also be Poltergeist from what I've heard. If this is Poltergeist, it could be one of the sequels. I've only seen the original, so I'm not sure where they would take this one if it was Poltergeist. Or this could also be our sequel to Ghost Town, which we haven't had representation of Ghost Town since 26. So on to the code names and permits that were released. These are very loosely connected to what is in each house location, so I'm not gonna take a crack at what I think each of the code names could be. I'm gonna wait till we get more information. We're rumored to have 12 houses. And the code names this year are all based on flowers, and from what I know, in flower shops, flowers are in dozens. Dozen of flowers, 12 houses. I'm thinking maybe 11 to go with capacity. Because at some point we're going to need another show or another house, or maybe another 2 houses. I also did see the return of Soundstage 25 in these permits, and Soundstage 25 is known for mega houses. We had Stranger Things 2 and 3 last in that location in 29, and I'm just happy to have that back. It's a very huge soundstage. I'm really excited to see what they do with it. I also did notice no Soundstage 24A, and I'm hoping that permit comes out later, so that would mean we'd have at least 11 houses. So yeah. So the code names for this year, like I said, are all based on flowers. There's Poinsettia Violet, Snapdragon Poppy. We have Jasmine, Iris, Daisy, Lily, Carnation, and Tulip. So there's a very interesting batch of code names that we have, so I'm excited to see what they all turn out to be. So for my wish list this year, I really don't think we'll have an icon this year, just based off what happened last year with Surreal and Sinister. They were just sort of thrown in there last year. So for the houses this year, I've been wanting to see this one house come for the longest time. We were supposed to have it in 2015, but something happened with rights or something happened behind the scenes, and that is Scream. We have a new movie coming out next year, so I'm thinking they could do a house based on 1 through 6. We're also due for a sequel to Scary Tales. It's been about 6 years since our last house, and I adored the last house that we had. I would also love to see Psychotherapy return. I loved the last Scare Zone that we had. That was, I think, the first Scare Zone I actually really walked through, besides Scary Tales Steampunk, I think it was, at 25. And then I'd love to see Stranger Things 5, but then again, I don't think the season will be out by then. We're also needing a traditional slasher this year. That's where we were missing last year. But we had Triplets of Terror in place of it, but didn't necessarily like Triplets of Terror, so yeah. I would love to see Nightmare on Elm Street make a return. It was rumored last year, and let's bring it back at some point. I would love to see Return of Friday the 13th as well. It's been over a decade, I believe, or almost a decade since we saw both Freddy and Jason. I know we recently just had Leatherface, but that was on the West Coast. And it's been about 4 years since we had Leatherface. So I think it would be time to bring him back too. And of course, I'm always down to see Halloween as a house, even maybe the Blumhouse trilogy. So for the last two houses, I'd love to see Saw make a return since it's been a while. It's been, I want to say, 6 or 7 years since we've seen Saw, and they could do it based on the last movie. And I would love to see maybe a mashup for another Horrors of Blumhouse. Don't know exactly how they do it. Maybe Black Phone and Megan, or Black Phone and another property. So there's only one scare zone I'd love to see again, and that is The Purge. The Purge always worked really well as a scare zone, and I would love to see it make a return. Alright guys, so that is just a quick video based on all the rumors and everything that have been coming out, and I'm honestly really looking forward to this year and just seeing what ends up coming to the event and experiencing it this fall. So yeah, so I will see you guys in the next one and in the fog. Bye guys.